Hey YouTube, what's up? Dr. T here in St. Petersburg, Florida, and welcome to an actual live coding session. The object today is to build a series of pictures that simulate the slides from the David Silver course on reinforcement learning, because I want to be able to present that, or at least I'm experimenting with presenting that as a series of posts. So the object for today is to build this screen here in tkinter. So without further ado, let's start. So we start by importing tkinter at tk. We will call this def pick1 because there are going to be many of them, although I may not use that, but that's the first line. We'll do our standard root equals tk. So we'll create our window. The dimensions of this has been preset to this slide, but we'll show you shortly when we finish the setup. Now for the basic canvas to be presented, we need to canvas.pack, canvas.update. I'm not 100% sure we need this here, but we'll find out when I've completed this. We'll test it and take it out if it's not necessary. We'll call the main loop and we'll call the function. Now we can run this and see if we get our screen. So you can see we get our screen. Now we'll just check the dimensions. The width needs to be the width of this, which it is, and the height needs to be the height in the black, because that is the window. So we've got that, so that's good. Move on to the next step. So now I'm going to call our canvas window and set it to the total dimensions. And here we'll need to increase the width and the height dimension just a little bit to fill the frame. So it's going to be white eventually, and I don't want white everywhere, so we'll start with green and I will fill this in as we go along. So top will be the top banner bar, which we're going to set as a starter. You just check that out. It's good enough. Maybe we'll shorten it just a little bit, and we need to put some words in there. So in the next line, we'll put in some text. So we'll do top text, top statement, and the measurements have been pre-fitted to 350/16. Text will be introduction to reinforcement learning. This, what I've previously used, will be set as the font, the size, and its white color. We can run that. So we have our opening statement now in the screen. We can shut the screen size down a little bit here, I think, so let's do that. So I've readjusted some of the sizes just to make this fit our target. Take a look at that. So we have that now, and let's see what we're going to do next. There's kind of an intermediary kind of color to the main interface. So we want to bridge that gap down to the main interface. I guess there's a couple of other colors. So we'll go digging for that and come back. So I'm searching tkinter colors in case you're wondering where this comes from. So we get this chart which gives us the name of the colors. So now let's pick out a couple of colors to go in there. So let's try royal blue for the main block, and then there's two blocks above it. Let's try medium blue. And navy. So the next line I'm calling top 2. Put some dimensions in there. fill it with navy and see what we get. We'll check that out. So that's reasonably good. Can always change it later. Let's go on to the next color. So the next line we'll call top 3. Put some dimensions in. You just need to fit them till they work for you. Change that to the next color in our list and see how we go. So we have that in and we'll line that up. So that seems pretty good. So we'll put our big one in for our main statement. So we put top 4 in for the next line and see how that lines up. Run that, compare it, and that's pretty good. Good enough for what I'm doing. So let's put the words in and move right along. So we'll put the statement in as top 4. Many faces of reinforcement learning. Let's set the size to 18 and you can fit it to however you want to. They have theirs set on the side. I've got mine set in the center. As long as it matches up reasonably well, that's good enough to go. You probably need a darker background, slightly darker background, so let's change that for a slightly darker background. So we'll change the background to blue and see if that's a little bit better, gives us a bit more definition. That's a little bit better. Maybe we can bring that title down a bit. So we brought it down a bit, see how we go down. No, I like it centered. It's a little off center, but that's good enough. It's good enough for this go around. So that was the easy part. Now we've got to start drawing some circles. And so it turns out we can use oval after going around in circles forever. So we put our first oval on, try and position it. And we can check that, and it's pretty good. It's actually centralized, so we'll set about putting all the others in there. Approximately okay. Okay, positioning our third circle. It's getting a bit easier now. We've got some dimensions set in. So that looks reasonably well. Good. So I'll put the other 3 in and come back. So I put all the rest of the lines in, and we'll take a look how well we're doing with our objective here. Let's go line it up, and it's not bad. It's good to go. Now I've just got to put the letters in there. So we put the first statement in. That looks good. So we have the last line filled, which gets all of the outer names in. So that's pretty good. It's taking a while. Now we need to do the inner circle and put the other names in. So the rest of the code has now been completed. Changed the color to white and made some adjustments. And let's have a look at the product. So we'll line it up, see with our target, and how we got on. Not bad, eh? Looks good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something from it. I will put this up on my GitHub, the code, and put the link below, and you'll be able to go and get hold of it and use it as you want.